Hi, I am Jehan Perinpanayagam and I serve as Vice Chair of SLASCOM. And today it is my proud privilege to introduce the BPM industry to you. BPM stands for Business Process Management. You may have previously heard it being called the BPO industry or Business Process Outsourcing. And today it is increasingly being known simply as global services. So what does the BPM industry mean? What does it entail? It simply means when a company decides to outsource a part of its non-core work. This could include its accounting, its payroll, its legal work, its HR, some part of its operations, its architectural drawings, maybe sometimes its medical reports, its handling of help desk and calls to another party who is an expert at managing that process. So one company effectively outsources the management of a process to an expert. Now, with the advent of the internet and scanning technology, companies quickly realized that there was no need for someone to be physically close by for that work to happen. They realized with the power of the internet that that same work could be handled in a completely different location in another country. And this industry quickly grew to a global industry, and it had a significant impact on the economy of countries like India and Philippines. Sri Lanka is a growing player in the BPM industry. Currently, the BPM industry employs 25,000 people and is an important segment of the IT BPM industry. So we work overall under the umbrella of the IT industry. In fact, the BPM industry is known as an IT enabled service because it is IT that enables this service to be performed. And there are exciting plans for Sri Lanka's BPM industry. This is one of the few industries, despite COVID, continues to grow and to expand, and the BPM companies are continuing to hire. And the plan is by 2025 to double our workforce to 50,000 people. Now, I really believe this is a great industry to be a part of. And whatever your background, you could be a school leaver, there are many roles in the BPM industry. You could be someone studying accounting, HR, even a lawyer, or someone who has very good skill sets in tech. There is a BPM service called Technical Help Desk. The BPM industry has a role for you. And we have some of the most exciting companies internationally setting up in Sri Lanka. These include HDPL, Accenture, LSCG, WNS, and several others. And some of Sri Lanka's biggest brand names, including my group, the John Keel's group, have embraced the BPM industry. So it's a new and an exciting place to be a part of. Now, what would you gain by joining the BPM industry? What does the BPM industry have for you? Number one, I believe it is one of the best industries to learn. I know most of you young people are very keen to learn and to make sure your skills are world class. And if you are like that, the BPM industry could be the place for you. The trainings that you will get in the BPM industry includes world-class standards on information security. You will master softwares, leading international software such as SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics. You will become an expert on cutting-edge technologies such as Power BI, machine learning, data analytics, robotic process automation. You will master simple skills such as advanced Excel, and you will become a very good communicator. My background was in accounting, but when I moved to the BPM industry, suddenly I had to acquire clients, I had to deal with customers, I had responsibility for a P&L. It is a very, very exciting role, and you will learn fast. It's also an industry where you can advance your career rapidly. We have so many case studies of young people joining the BPM industry as freshers, and today they have advanced up the hierarchy very quickly. We have one great example of a young lady who joined as an associate, and today she is the CEO of that company in under 20 years. And there are so many examples of people reaching managerial levels in 7 years, in 8 years, and reaching heads of divisions in 10 years. So rapid career advancement. There are many opportunities to travel overseas and work with international brand names. Several of our staff have traveled to Australia, to the US, to UK, to Norway. They have transitioned work, brought it back, been trained by the experts there, and they are handling the work here. The facilities that BPM companies employ and provide include world-class office spaces, plush office spaces with great recreation rooms, very good staff facilities. Very often they will provide a home drop. You have good meals, great people, a lot of energy, a lot of young people, great HR programs, a lot of diversity, people from different walks of life. And I'm very proud to tell you that the BPM industry has 49% female representation, including in the senior management. The BPM industry also has a lot of fun. If you talk to any of my colleagues in the BPM industry, their HR program includes CSR activities, a lot of sporting activities, a lot of parties. It's a great place. It's a high energy place. So I think if you are looking at a fulfilling career, rapid learning, having a great time along the way, look at the BPM industry. So what are the skills that you need to be a part of this industry? Communication is very important because you will be dealing with clients from the US, from UK, from Australia, and you need to be able to communicate effectively. So good English language skills, good written skills, and the ability to be comfortable in conversing, in having a conversation is something that is important. And this is something that you can easily work on. You need good desktop skills. You need to be very good in Word, in Excel. That's the basics. PowerPoint, advanced Excel, I would highly recommend. The other aspect is if you are joining a process which is in accounting, for instance, you need to have good basic accounting skills. Make sure that you brush up on your double entries, and it's an advantage if you have used an accounting system. If you are joining an HR process, you need obviously to have good core HR skills. But what is most important is the attitude, the ability, the willingness to learn, and flexibility. These are some of the key attributes that you need. And I can tell you, all of my colleagues in the BPM, they have many exciting roles in different processes. As I said, whatever your background, be it a school leaver or you have a background in accounting or in HR, check out the BPM industry. Look at some of the vacancies. Go and have a chat with them and see whether this industry has something for you. The final point that I would like to leave with you, this is an industry that is passionate about making a difference. They are all proud Sri Lankans. I realized this very early on when I went for the first BPO event that I attended in the UK, where we were going to market our services. So we were part of a Sri Lankan delegation, and what struck me about these people from /com. They were representing different companies, some of them competing with each other. But what they were passionate about first was the country. They wanted the work to come into Sri Lanka. They wanted to create jobs in Sri Lanka. They wanted to attract investment into Sri Lanka. That was their passion. And that really touched me. I realized these are people who are not just thinking about their own companies or their own profitability. They had a purpose. They were passionate about their country. So this feeling has really strengthened over the years when I worked with the IT BPM industry, and I see so many of them contributing so much of their personal time towards the growth of the industry. These are people with a mission, with a purpose. I've seen them doing BPM projects to make sure this industry grows across Sri Lanka, not just in the Western province. They are developing school curriculums all across Sri Lanka, in universities and educational bodies and schools all across Sri Lanka. They are looking at working with government to develop infrastructure and IT BPM parks in all parts of Sri Lanka, to make sure that we have the right talent and the right infrastructure to support our very global aspirations. I've also seen this industry passionate about giving an opportunity to people who are differently abled, to people with disability, to make sure that every person, whatever your background, whatever your current status, has a chance. I am very proud to have been a part of a project where we created the country's first rural BPM. And the work that they are doing is fantastic. So I really believe everyone with a little bit of training and with the right attitude has a great career in the BPM industry. So do please read a little more about it. Check out the website on /com.lk and speak to one of us, speak to someone who is in the BPM industry, because this is an industry that can really positively impact the country's economy and create so many great careers. Thank you.